No.
What are your thoughts on animal neglect?
No.
Every year, tens of millions of animals are abused and neglected, and we, the Humane Society, fight to end this injustice.
Let's take a look at who we endorse.
Hey Parasites, this is Humane Society of New York. We're here with
Letitia James, but please call me Tish.
Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what your policies are?
Of course, so I'm running to be re-elected as New York Attorney General under the Democratic Party. I prioritize making our communities in New York safer and rooting out corruption. I'm a strong advocate for environmental justice, and I make it my job to fight for all New Yorkers, regardless of their status.
Lastly, why do you support us?
I support Humane Society's mission to rescue neglected animals. I have filed a lawsuit against Shake a Paw for selling sick puppies, and I believe it is important to save all animals who aren't treated correctly.
Hi guys, we're Humane Society and we're here with
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Can you tell us a little bit about your policies?
Yeah, so I'm running for New York's 14th Congressional District. I'm a big advocate for the Green New Deal and the College for All Act, and I really hope to make sure that we can make everything more equitable in society.
Lastly, why do you support us?
I support the Humane Society because I have my own dog and I really care about animals and I hope that they can all be protected. And I really support all the work of my co-representatives that are helping to push for anti-animal cruelty laws.
Hi guys, we're the Humane Society, and today we're with Chuck Schumer. So, what are you running for?
I'm running to be your U.S. Senator for New York.
And so, what are your policies and why do you support us?
Well, since I'm here with the Humane Society, I want to talk about my commitment to end animal cruelty. In the past, I have passed the PACT Act, Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture Act, which made animal abuse a felony for the first time. It wouldn't have been possible without organizations like the Humane Society, which raises awareness about animal abuse, which is why I totally support them.
So our four main goals are
To prevent animal neglect,
to provide basic healthcare like spaying and neutering,
to pass legislation to penalize animal abusers,
and to fight against cosmetic testing.
Please follow us at THHS Humane Society. Please, look for Senior Alex to give you a cookie.
Gosh, it's getting so hot.
Yeah, what's all this litter on the floor?
Wait, don't throw that out! This is from the 2020 Climate Strike, the event that inspired us, Triage, to form our coalition of youth leaders who advocate for social and climate justice in politics.
Triage?
Youth-led? So we can join too? At Triage, our top priorities are mitigating climate change by
pushing for immediate legislation,
working to dismantle systems of oppression,
and building a community of young activists.
We aim to advocate for the Green New Deal, which is essentially a 10-year mobilization plan that aims to reduce carbon emissions to a net zero, mainly by sourcing renewable energy and upgrading the nation's infrastructure. Along with that, the resolution aims to uphold social welfare programs to support marginalized communities that have been disproportionately affected by climate change. It aims to do this by creating millions of high-paying union jobs and creating a sustainable environment for all.
Along with the Green New Deal, we also support the passing of the Climate and Community Investment Act, or the CCIA. It's similar to the Green New Deal, except it's only for New York State. Its goals are to invest in the community by supporting community-based organizations focusing on local projects that make homes and schools more environmentally friendly, as well as adapting infrastructure to be more resilient against climate change. Create good green jobs that prioritize the employment of those in frontline communities, women in non-traditional trades, formerly incarcerated New Yorkers, and those recently coming off of unemployment.
Build a renewable economy by investing in solar arrays, offshore wind grid efficiency, and electric vehicle infrastructure to make the shift towards a greener environment. Make the polluters pay for the transition by introducing a fee on greenhouse gases and co-pollutants for fossil fuel companies to pay. This money will be used to fund the goals of the CCIA and create a greener environment in New York.
Protect ratepayers by providing direct financial assistance to the lowest, earning 60% through transit vouchers, LIHEAP credits, and direct cash benefits.
Make sure to vote on Election Day, November 7th.
Support Triage, save
Jimmy endorse AOC for District 14, Nydia Velasquez for District 7, and Kathy Hochul for Governor.
Don't think that students can't do anything. Help us fight for climate justice. Put the focus on environmental policies. You'll see why. Oh, we are Triage.
We are United We Dream, the largest youth-led nonprofit organization in the country. Our main principles include diversity, higher education, safe communities, nonviolence, personal empowerment, and collective liberation, and we want to be able to support immigrants with less opportunities so that they'll be able to achieve greater things. However, before we discuss our success and policies, we have to just talk about ICE and CBP. ICE and the CBP abuse their authority and hide their inhumane treatments towards migrants. They have no money, no power, nothing, and yet they are treated like prisoners, subject to humiliation and brutality. It has only gotten worse since Trump's election into office, and he pretended his aim was simply to protect our borders, but he has mischaracterized Mexican migrants as criminals so that they will carry that negative connotation with them for life. He has since used ICE and CBP to punish migrants. You may have heard of Abolish ICE. Well, one of our goals is to do just that, and we need numbers for our voices to be heard. Because of the Trump administration's adamant efforts to get rid of the DACA in 2017 and a federal judge's ruling in July of 2021, no new DACA applicants will be granted, and illegal immigrants will continue to be kept out of this country. However, United We Dream is fighting against this. DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals and was created under former President Barack Obama's. It provides its recipients with immunity from deportation, access to work permits, and other documentation. United We Dream also started QUIP to support those who are both undocumented and part of the LGBT community in order to promote political advocacy and ran awareness campaigns such as #NoMoreClosets. To Paul Rodriguez to explain how much we supported his campaign throughout the entirety of election season.
Thank you to United We Dream for sponsoring and supporting Paul Rodriguez. While they work to keep our borders open, I work to help the lives of immigrants here. By prioritizing businesses, lowering taxes on the working class families, and rooting corruption out of the housing facilities, I will allow immigrants to live better lives. United We Dream and I both believe in stronger and more organized immigration policies. Let's continue to work together. Eat the rich.
That's all we have time for today, but remember, there are so many people out there that need your support. We need as many voices as possible to make up for those who can't use theirs. Find more information at the official UWD website at unitedwedream.org and follow us on Instagram at THHSUWD. Remember to vote Paul Rodriguez and Chuck Schumer on Election Day.
We are Planned Parenthood. We believe in sex education and care that is accurate, equitable, and accessible, no matter your age, identity, immigration status, or ability to pay.
Planned Parenthood has over 600 locations nationwide that provide services like preventative care, testing and treatment for STIs, and cancer screenings.
In addition to reproductive health care, we offer various educational programs such as the HIV prevention program and Out for Health. These programs aim and advocate for the members of your community to stay informed and well educated on topics related to their sexual health.
Planned Parenthood also provides training for professionals such as teachers, social workers, program staff, and many others so that they can become another trusted resource for people.
We even offer clinical training to close the gap between the need for abortion services and the number of clinicians trained to provide them. This is expanded to include training in ultrasounds, colonoscopies, and other services.
We're also a leader in the fight for reproductive rights post Roe v. Wade. The Planned Parenthood Action Network engages activists across the country to advance and protect access to care.
We believe that all individuals have the right to obtain a safe, legal abortion, which should be covered by all insurances, including New York State Medicaid.
Now you know what we do and who we advocate for, but you might also be wondering how Planned Parenthood gets its funding.
Go. In 1970, Title X of the Public Health Services Act became law. It established public funding for family planning and sex education services in the United States. That meant Planned Parenthood was able to provide birth control and sex education services for more people, especially low-income communities.
Unfortunately, the Trump administration forced us out of the Title X program, but the Biden administration is working on changing this. It is important that they restore Title X so that all people have access not just to safe abortion care, but also other important services that we provide. 7th, vote blue to ensure that all people have access to the care and resources they need to make informed decisions about their bodies.
To give you all, the people, a better idea of what Independence USA is all about, we must first give you a lesson on political parties in the United States. Two parties, the Democrats and Republicans, have dominated American politics, cementing the US government as a predominantly two-party system. In recent times, the polarization in the country has created the emergence of misinformation and the rise of extremist candidates who perpetuate the partisan gridlock in politics. It has been Independence USA's objective to fund and actively support candidates that combat this negative form of politics that have been harming the ideological framework of the United States. As a bipartisan special interest group, we support Democrats, Republicans, and Independents that run on a platform of crossing party lines to find solutions to issues that involve cooperation from both sides of the aisle. During the 2020 presidential election, Mike Bloomberg funneled hundreds of millions of dollars in an effort to get Joe Biden elected, recognizing the dangers of another 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House. Our platform has a major focus on gun laws, environment, and education policy, stemming from Mike Bloomberg's time as mayor of New York City. Getting illegal guns off our streets, instituting universal background checks, while investing more money in clean energy while reducing carbon emissions, and putting money back into our schools while ramping up support for charter schools are some of the topics Mayor Mike has contributed towards. Independence USA's clear support for moderate politics align with much of the country, whose constituents find it difficult to veer too far to the left or too far to the right on the political spectrum. Politics is an extremely nuanced issue where much of the public finds themselves closer to the middle. As for the necessity of clear, no-nonsense solutions, Independence USA fights for the everyday American. Remember, on November 7th, for the best special interest group, do what is right. Vote for Mike.
We're the United Federation of Teachers.
The U of T was founded on March 16, 1960, and we represent approximately 200,000 people. The U of T is part of the 1.4 million member American Federation of Teachers, and our headquarters are located right here in New York City, New York. Education of the next generation, and here's how we'll do it.
We are determined to make schools safer and more organized, and even prevent overcrowding. By advocating for smaller class sizes, we are able to highlight students whose needs may not have been met before, and bring them out of the shadows and into the spotlight where they belong.
We also aim to decrease the class sizes in order to ensure safety for our teachers. We actively advocate for fair salaries, health benefits, and safe working conditions for our teachers.
And we do that through collective bargaining and organized strikes.
We also help raise faculty and teacher salaries by up to a few thousand a year.
And we do this by following a special salary schedule that consists of different steps and differentials.
We make sure that our teachers are insured with health benefits, pension, compensation, and even leave.
More specifically, we provide health, dental, optical, and prescription drug coverage, as well as sabbaticals and paid time off.
We strive to provide higher quality resources while also keeping parents engaged in their children's education.
This includes our family support and family leadership coordinators who help to resolve issues within our schools for students.
Not only that, but we also fund 32 community education councils, which each represent a school district.
These councils are made up of 11 voting members, each serving 2-year terms, and it includes 9 parents from the district's PAs and PTAs.
These groups help to bridge the gap between higher-ups of the New York City school system and individual schools.
We endorse AOC, Anna Kaplan, and Letitia James.
We, the U of T, are investing in improving the education system for the present and future generations.
U of T teachers would have a much more difficult time being able to fight for their rights across the board and make sure that they get everything they need to teach the next generation of students. The U of T supports teachers because they're essential workers, and without the benefits that we provide them, they would have a much more difficult time being able to support themselves and their families, thus making it more difficult for them to provide for the next generation in an educational way.
Vote blue on Election Day, and remember, the U of T is for you and me.
Hi Harrisites, we're our revolution and these are our goals, achievements, and who we support. Remember to vote on November 7th, and remember, support our revolution to create a future to believe in.
We're building a movement to transform our country. Our goals are to defend democracy for all. We want to ensure a safe and better future for the next generation.
Wait, when's voting day? If you said November 7th, you got it right.
We will fight for Medicare for all, Green New Deal, canceling student debt, and closing this corrupt justice system. Our goal is to expand good jobs for all to fill these gaps in between rich and poor. We believe that the economy should work for everyone.
In regards to the achievements of our group, we, the Our Revolution campaign, are transforming the Democratic Party into a more progressive party by fighting for change, leaving no stones unturned. As of right now, we're creating a national network of grassroots groups.
Hold on. What does Our Revolution want to do to the Democratic Party? That's right. We want to make it into a more progressive party.
Progressive policies are being created to stop corporate businesses from abusing their power. And lastly, we are currently electing progressive officials.
Another achievement that we have is our affordable housing bond bill, which will create affordable housing for multiple families. Firstly, Our Revolution supports Chuck Schumer. We support him because he supports abortion, he's creating new well-paying jobs, he has expanded the American Rescue Plan by providing up to $3,600 per child to help fight poverty. He supports decreasing greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., and he hopes to get that to an all-time low in 2030. And he also supports canceling all student debt, which is something big for Our Revolution. We also support Kathy Hochul. This is as she enacted a 5-year plan which will help reverse the housing crisis and create and maintain 100,000 affordable housing units. She's also working on tax relief for many small businesses, and in regards to the environment, she's working on creating a first offshore wind farm in New York. Thank you for watching, and remember to support Our Revolution to create a future to believe in.
Hello, we are New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, and we are a special interest group dedicated to addressing the deep-rooted issues of gun violence in New York State, considering both local and federal laws. We were founded in 1993 by Brooklyn mothers who were enraged by the senseless and deadly shooting of a teacher in Prospect Park. We are a nonprofit organization with 501c4 tax status. New Yorkers Against Gun Violence continuously advocates for legislative change, as well as educates the public about the troubling statistics of gun violence in order to encourage much-needed action. We hope that our influence on public opinion will lead to policy changes that will keep New York a state safe from this plague of gun violence. The NYAGV Education Fund was launched in 1995, and it marked an important step in our development as a special interest group. Since 2001, our signature program, Reaction, delivers important information to schools that are disproportionately affected by gun violence. For over 2 decades, we have guided students throughout New York City in our year-long curriculum, providing them with the programmatic solutions to reduce gun violence, as well as the advocacy skills. Over time, participants learn how to overcome their sense of helplessness in the face of gun violence, how to access community resources, and how to take leadership roles in addressing gun violence as spokespeople and advocates. Every election presents the opportunity to better address the issues of gun violence on a state and federal level, and the upcoming elections are no different. We support Stacey Abrams, Kathy Hochul, Letitia James, and Gregory Meeks in their efforts to ensure safety. Please join the fight to end gun violence in New York and beyond by voting for candidates who are well experienced and equipped to solve this issue through any means necessary. We have been New Yorkers Against Gun Violence. Support us and our candidates, and don't forget to vote on November 7th. Hello, we are New Yorkers Against Gun Violence.
We are the New York Communities for Change, an immigrant-based organization and a coalition of working families fighting for social and economic justice throughout the state of New York.
We are one of the largest membership-driven and community-based organizations here in the state, and we run several programs that teach immigrants their rights when it comes to unfair treatment, such as deportations, police brutality, and evictions.
Why is it very important, you may ask? Because about 4.35 million immigrants make up 22% of the state's population. With these programs, many immigrants can and will benefit from our teachings.
To put it simply, we work to keep the people safe and foster healthy communities. Everyone is an equal, and no one deserves to be treated less due to their immigration background/status.
Our major topics that we, the NYCC, advocate for are excluded workers, the environment, and of course, immigration. With these three topics and the other issues that we cover, they all fall into the same category as we fight to ensure fair treatment for immigrants. This is fair treatment that they should have received once they came to the U.S., but no.
As we mentioned, about 22% of the state's population is made up of immigrants. That may not feel like a big number, but that means that about 1 in every 5 people who live in New York is an immigrant. And unfortunately, a large part of that group is discriminated against.
Immigrants, people who come to reside in a foreign country, not people who come to be discriminated against. Then why should immigrants face unfair treatment?
They shouldn't. And we, the NYCC, are working on it. We are fighting for a cleaner planet, affordable housing, protection from economic exploitation, safety from the different acts of violence that are committed against immigrants, such as police brutality and deportations, and financial stability. We, the NYCC, are here to ensure that your voices will be heard. Yes, we do advocate, but we advocate through you, the people. So, fellow citizens, we are setting a new range because we are the New York Communities for Change.